there was a dirty hit by the safety for Colorado State on Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I
he
think
ended
I
up having
saw,
to go to the hospital.
Jay Billis tweeted, if this was basketball, that would have been a flagrant 2, an ejection.
Yeah.
Like, why do we not have the same thing for, college football? Because that was dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a dirty hit.
And it sucks because, like, I think you look at it from the standpoint of, like, football is a violent sport. But again, when you have plays like that, that's egregious, and you knew what he was doing.
Right.
I think because, like, if you do something like that in the NFL, like, I know there's 2 different. I'm pretty positive. Right. But it's like, I think sometimes they can be ejected for stuff like that. And people were throwing targeting like that. That wasn't a targeting hit.
No, that was just a dirty hit.
For the definition they have of targeting. No, that was a targeted hit.
Right.
Like that
safety
safety knew what he was doing.
What it was.
He ended up going to the hospital like he couldn't play, and he's a dynamic playmaker for Florida State. Like Colorado State was doing very good of getting in the players' heads because there's a clip of Shedeur Sanders. I don't know if he poked him in the eye, but like he put his fingers in his face mask. For a D lineman for Colorado State. So
here's the thing: you can't have your head coach coming out saying that a coach is disrespectful by wearing sunglasses, and then you have your players out there just throwing dirty hits and stuff.
Yeah, and I don't think he was telling them to do that.
No, not for sure. But I mean, you have control of your team. Like if that's you and you want to respect the game, you get him out of there. Then if that's how he's playing, it was getting pretty chippy. I don't know if you watched any of the game. No, I've seen clips on
but
Twitter.
It was getting pretty chippy there for a little bit. Yeah. And kind of, I guess, credit to the referees for kind of getting it under control, or because it happened in the first half, or maybe it's the coaching staff talking. Right. But yeah, Colorado's got 2. They got Oregon away this weekend. They got USC at home.
You about to find
next
out
weekend.
if they're really what everybody thinks they are.
And I mean, honestly, they didn't look that good up until when they tied it up.
I think that they're finally about to face some competition here.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring them down a little.
Yeah, because, I mean, TCU, you could say what you want. They're not what they were last year. No. You could say they were overrated last year.
They still got to the national championship.
Yeah, they still did. Whatever. You can't ignore what they did. That was a great offensive shootout against TCU. Nebraska's just an overrated team. They're not good at all.
Right.
Colorado State, they were favored by over 3 touchdowns. Yeah. So yeah, I think they'll kind of get their come to down moment, or we'll find out more about them this week or over the next 2 weeks.
And if they win the next 2 weeks, you can say, all right, Colorado's for real. Yeah. And you're going to have games, like a Colorado State when you should, kind of like South Carolina and Georgia, where Georgia should have beat us handily but didn't. You're going to have those kind of games. Yeah. You're going to find out what Colorado's about this week.
I agree. It's going to be another fun week of football. We got some. Let's see if we got any good matchups coming up next week.
I think that Oregon handles Colorado pretty easily, though.
Yeah, I mean,
I hope I want to see Colorado continue to be successful, because it's only building college football, because everybody loves it here in the South. But to have a program like that and to be successful on the West Coast, that's only going to make college football better, because really and truly, once you kind of get past, the Midwest, they follow it, but it ain't – nobody's going and, for Southern Cal games like they do an SEC team or an ACC team. But to have a program like that, out there just making waves, just doing things different. They're doing – I even
saw something where people were like – it was like a conspiracy theory that – Colorado State's coach made those comments to try to drum up the attention to get people to watch the game.
I mean,
10 o'clock. That's tough to stay up that late.
I already knew from the jump I wasn't.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it. It was a good. Up until I fell asleep, I tried to make it, but it's football season's in full swing.